Welcome to the TMN News Break. I'm Bridget Markey.
And I'm Kylie Gaughan. In our opening story tonight, on Tuesday morning, an anonymous donor pledged a gift of land valued at $2.5 million to be used for agriculture and English students at Fort Hays State. Tim Chapman, CEO of the Fort Hays Alumni Association, announced the gift in a press conference in the Robbins Center.
Thanks. Appreciate everybody coming out this morning, a brisk spring morning. Now we're here this morning to recognize several things, one of those being the campaign that we're involved in and specifically this gift that we received. The foundation is very appreciative, always very appreciative of all the support that we receive for the benefit of the university, and we'd like to be the best stewards of that investment that those folks give to us. And oftentimes individuals will say, I'd rather be anonymous in my effort. And that's the case this morning. The donor was born and raised in Western Kansas. He has several degrees from Fort Hays State University and has been a longtime donor of scholarship support here at Fort Hays. He said, I've always believed in education. We have a great university here in Western Kansas, and we need to support that university.
The gift is part of the Power of One campaign that launched last December with a goal of raising $8 million within a year. This donation raises the campaign total to $6.7 million. The press conference and more on the story can be found on our website.
Last week, the fifth and final candidate for the president of Fort Hays State University, Thomas Jackson, was announced with a reception and press conference. Jackson currently serves as Vice President for Student Affairs at the University of Louisville. At the conference, Jackson spoke about the initial impressions of Hays and how it is familiar to him.
Years as a dean or vice president. Since 2000, I've been a vice president at two different universities. Kingsville is very similar to Fort Hays, and I think you know that from your own research and Googling and everything else like that. Now, I worked my way up through the ranks. I went to college in southwest Minnesota. Very rural area. You might wonder how I got there, and I'll tell you later, off record, off camera, for different reasons, not just for time reasons. But it was a campus and a community that really reminds me a lot of Hays and Fort Hays University. There are great similarities. As I started driving down Hays just a couple of days ago, I actually felt like I was back in my college town looking for places that I realized suddenly that I was not in Marshall, Minnesota. It's that much of a similarity.
The Kansas Board of Regents will now consider which candidate is the best fit for the job, with the input of numerous local and state-level search committee members. A final decision on the appointment is expected late this month. Videos and links to the recently released curricula vitae for all 5 candidates can be found on our website.
Over the weekend, the Fort Hays Encore Series presented Step Africa. Step Africa is one of the first professional companies in the world that dedicate their performances to stepping. Founded in 1994, the company serves as a cultural ambassador for the United States, representing their arts in festivals around the world. Step Africa also competes in a 50-city tour of American colleges and universities from Maine to Mississippi.
Logan Mize, local Kansas artist, performed Monday night. Mize, who hails from Clearwater, has opened for big-name acts such as Lady Antebellum, the band Perry, and others. Mize performed well-known songs in front of a large crowd in the Beach Smith Performing Arts Center.
I'm free, free falling, yeah.
For more information or clips of Mize performing, go to his website.
The University Activities Board is hosting a Super Spectacular Awesome Week as a chance for students to relax before the pressures of finals week. Kicking off the week was Stuff a Tiger in the Cody Commons, where students had the opportunity to stuff their own plush tiger to take home. There is another event each day this week, sponsored by the University Activities Board. The next event in the week is The Muslims Are Coming. This event is scheduled for Tuesday at 7:30. The Muslims Are Coming is a road movie following a band of Muslim American comedians that are known not only for their stand-up comedy, but also for their unsuspecting interventions in town squares. The event is free to students with their Tiger card. Wrapping up the week will be White Elephant Bingo in the Cody Commons Thursday from 7:30 to 9.
As a part of the Super Week, the University Activities Board will host Tiger Idol with host Jason Levitzsewer. Tiger Idol is a way for students around campus to cheer for their fellow students as they compete to be named Tiger Idol champion. The event starts at 7:30 Wednesday in the Beach Schmidt Performing Arts Center. The event is open to the public and is free for students with their Tiger card.
Fort Hays State University Interim Provost Chris Crawford will host an open forum Friday morning from 8 to 9 in the Memorial Union Stouffer Lounge. The Interim Provost will lead a free-form discussion hearing ideas and questions from faculty. Breakfast, juice, and coffee is provided.
The Fort Hays State University Opera will be performing this week with the opera performance of The Elixir of Love in the Felton Start Theater here on the campus of Fort Hays State University. Performances are scheduled for Thursday at 7:30 and Friday at 2:30. The performance is free to students with their Tiger card. The Fort Hays baseball team dropped 3 straight games to conference opponent Southwest Baptist before picking up the final game of the 4-game series. The Tigers split the doubleheader on Saturday despite scoring a continued 27-run on the day. The Tigers fall to 13-24 on the season and begin a 5-game homestand starting with a single game against Bethany on Wednesday, followed by a 4-game series against Lindenwood Friday and Saturday.
The Lady Tiger softball team picked up 3 wins against conference rivals Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State. After sweeping Missouri Southern on Friday, the team traveled to Pittsburgh State on Saturday and split the 2-game series there. The team is off until next Saturday when they host Nebraska Kearney for a 2-game series, then travel to Kearney on Sunday for another 2-game series against the Lopers.
The track teams traveled to Wichita this past weekend for the KT Woodman Classic. The pole vaulters led the way for the Tigers again as the only performers to finish in the top 5 in their events, led by junior Brady Teen, who tied for 2nd in the event, followed by senior Brett Otley, who finished in 5th with the height of 15 feet and 3.5 inches. Teen cleared a height of 15 feet and 9.25 inches and currently sits at the 4th spot in the national performance list.
The women completed another successful meet with 9 top 5 finishes, led by a 2nd place finish by freshman Madison Wolf, who threw the javelin 142 feet and 7 inches, and best among Division II players. Sophomore jumper Anna Eigruber was the only Lady Tiger with 2 top 5 performances, with a 4th place finish in the triple jump and 5th place finish in the long jump. Both the men and women's teams will head to Hillsboro on Wednesday, while some head to Lawrence on Thursday to compete in the Tabor College Invitational.
The Lady Tiger tennis team hosted 2 in-state rivals last weekend. They dropped both matches, 1-8, falling for Emporia State on Friday and Washburn on Saturday. The Lady Tigers picked up their single point in both matches in the duels portion of the day. Freshman Katie Hipp and junior Brittany Ritchie won both of their duels matches with a 8-4 victory and Friday an 8-6 victory on Saturday. Fort Hays is now 7-10 overall and 2-7 in the MIAA. The Lady Tigers were in Kearney today to face conference foes Nebraska Kearney and wrap up their regular season on Saturday against Newman. Fuck yeah.
The Tiger football team hosted their annual spring scrimmage on Saturday. The spring scrimmage is hosted every year as a culmination of the effort put in during spring practices and used as a way to evaluate some of the new talent on the team. The team has improved by 1 win in each of the last 3 seasons under head coach Chris Brown. Next year's schedule features all 11 games against MIAA opponents and will be a test for this young team. Thanks for tuning in to TMN News Break. I'm Kylie Gaughan.
And I'm Bridget Markey.
Good night.